Welcome back to our fourth week of Gridiron Takes. I'm Greg Ellis with Coach Hammond, and Coach, 2-1, great win against Neshoba Central the other night.
It was a really good win. I thought it was a team win, a complete win. I thought we played well, both sides of the ball. Even our special teams performed in some places that I was proud of. It was something I was excited to see.
You know, that team has a lot of speed in Neshoba Central. They worked. You got two SEC type running backs that are being heavily recruited, and we shut them down for the most part and did not let them get outside on us.
Well, I think it was a thing that our kids had seen that kind of back for the last few weeks, for the first 2 weeks of the season, that coming in to this third week, I think they had a little bit of a chip on their shoulder to try to prove that, hey, we can be pretty good. Because other guys had some success with us, but this weekend, everything fell into place for us.
Every week it gets tougher and tougher. Talk about the confidence going into a game at West Point Friday night. That's another big game.
Well, you know, I was talking earlier today with someone that preseason predictions had us at 3-8. Well, we're 2/3 of the way there with two games that we weren't supposed to win, according to the experts.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
And so our kids are feeling really confident. They're wanting to play. Like I told you at the beginning of this thing, this group of kids is a really fun group to coach. They work hard. They just show up and try to do what we ask them to do.
Another balanced attack against Neshoba Central offensively.
Yeah, we're trying, you know, we've got an attack where we don't have just one star.
Right.
It's an attack where we've got to move the ball around. We've got some guys that have really done well. David Hayes in the run game. McGinnister's come in and been a really good backup. Then our quarterback, Jake Ware, has managed that ball to get to Corbin Hudson, Trip Wilson, Jacob Horn. It's kind of spread it out all over the field. So it's really been fun to watch.
Jake, you talked about Jacob. He had another game of 200 more yards of total offense. He had all three of the touchdowns the other night. How has his progression been at receiver? I
think he's moved along. You know, he was a very successful receiver as a 10th grader in JV. And I think it's just kind of panned out that he's being that again because he's a 6'1", 6'1 and a half, 209-pound kid that's really, really fast, got great hands. So when he gets out here, he's a strong kid on a DB to tackle once he's there. He's almost kind of like a tailback size.
Right.
Playing in that, you know, with receiver hands and playing in that receiver in the slot position. So it's been really fun. You know, I figure there may be other people that decide he could play too, you know, as the year goes on.
He's the type that one person's not going to bring him down. If it's one-on-one, good luck to that DB.
Out in the open field, he's been very hard to tackle, that one-on-one matchup. That's what we kind of look at all the time. If we can get him one-on-one, get the ball in his hands, and then have a guy that's 6 or 7 yards away from him have to try to make a play, we feel like Jacob's going to win most of those battles.
We haven't talked a lot about the offensive line, but I was going back looking over the game. There were not very many negative plays, and there haven't been many negative plays in the first 3 games.
I thought our O-line did really well, especially early in the ball game, and you know, in the first quarter and a half, they kind of established themselves.
Right.
They were very physical. We did not run the ball as well later on in the ball game, especially in the second half. But that's where Jake and the passing game kind of took over and kept us moving the football.
Jake seems to be very comfortable in the pocket right now.
He's settling down. You know, each game he'll get better. He's just a junior also, and this is his first game time starts. So he'll be getting better and better as each week goes on.
I like that word you say, junior. After not having a lot coming back this year, you're really setting up, not only for this year, but for a couple of years.
We'll play a lot of juniors, but also the one thing that I've found since I've been here at Tupelo, it's like we play a lot of seniors this year with senior backups in some places. They graduate, and then we come in and play a lot of seniors next year, but it's their first time to play.
Right.
You know, because several of our guys on the D-line and things are new to the game, but they've been on the team. They just had to wait their turn. Here, a lot of times you seem to, you know, wait in certain positions, but we are playing this year a lot of juniors. We've got, you know, several on offense and several on defense that are young guys that'll be here for quite a while. You know, one of them even, we started a true freshman on defense he started every game, and he just continues to improve each week.
And as a coach, that's what you're looking for, right?
What you want is, you know, is improvement each week. I have the coaches grade and write down mistakes that kids make, and be able to hand it to me when asked. And I want different mistakes in week 4 than they made in week 1. It's never going to be perfect, but we want to make sure kids don't make the same mistakes over and over, so that we're eliminating some mistakes and trying to get better each week.
West Point Friday night, a lot of tradition there, a lot of state championships there. They had a great win against Starkville the other night. What are the keys to this game for Tupelo?
This game's one of those that is kind of old school football. It's the bully in the playground,
right.
You know, and I think this falls back up into the true way you've got to handle that bully is you've got to stand up to him, and you've got to take, you've got to be willing to take his punch. And that's what we've talked about all week, is that we've got to go in and play with them and try to match their physicality, because they are a physical football team. Like coming in,
right.
I've told them it's like coming in and fighting Mike Tyson in his prime. You know what he's going to do. He's going to wade in, they're going to punch on you. And the only way that people beat Mike Tyson is when they were finally willing to stand there and punch also.
Right.
And so that's kind of where we're going to be Friday, is trying to match them.
When you look at them on film, what stands out more, offense or defense?
Defensively, they fly around. They come at you. Their front six are guys that just get after that football and play with extreme effort. They're tremendously athletic on both sides of the ball. Offensively, it's nothing fancy. It's probably been the same for Lord knows what. They just line up and hand it to backs that run about this high off the ground, and they punish you when you try to tackle them. And it's over and over and over, and they keep trying to pound on you till you break, till somebody's got to give.
Coach, we're 3 games in, going into 4. Overall, we appear to be healthy. We had a little scare the other night. Can you give us an update on Trey and how he's doing?
Trey is doing wonderful. Projected to come home Friday.
Great.
He's back off. Everything's normal. Seems to be doing really, really well as I've talked to the mom and been to visit and all those things. So he's continuing to make improvement, and I think it's just one of those things that you see sometimes prayer works.
Right.
And it was a true thing that just kind of a miracle happened and kept him, with us.
A very scary moment, obviously, at the game, and then Saturday morning when things really kind of came unraveled. But we do want to thank all the schools throughout the state and throughout the South who called and reached out and had nice words of encouragement. I think even though we're competitors, when you see a player go down like that and go through that, everybody's affected.
Yeah, that's the thing that touches you. You have so many football programs from across the state that reached out to me. College coaches even got hit by the University of Alabama's defensive coordinator to let me know that, hey, we're thinking about you and you're in our prayers. So it's kind of a good thing that you see the community of football just reach out when something happens to one of their own.
Exactly. Before we go, let's talk a little bit more about special teams real quick. Another big field goal. Tanner's confidence you can really see is starting to get.
He has gotten better and better each week. I actually thought he made the last one and hit the upright, but he has improved. He kicked the ball really well. Our special teams does a great job. My son's a long snapper, snaps the ball really well there, and has done well. Trip Wilson, this is his 3rd year as a holder, so he's able to get the ball down and handle a quick snap. And Tanner's coming into his own. Thing we don't talk about is our punter, Jake Ware, our quarterback. Right now is averaging 41 yards a kick, which is tremendous in high school football. So that side of the ball has done well. We've got to improve a little bit on kickoff coverage, but overall I'm pleased. We've just got to continue to get a little better.
3 games in, a big game Friday night, then you get an off week.
We're going to have an off week next week, which comes at the right time because following that we'll be in division. So, as we come into next week, we'll alter our practice plans a little bit and give the kids kind of a break to let their bodies recoup and go and get ready for the home stretch, because once that's over, it gets into division, and it's every week from that point on.
All right, well, we appreciate everybody tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you at West Point Friday night. Get there a little early. It'll be a great crowd, and Coach, best of luck.
Well, thank you. I also want to say hello to my Aunt Louise in Arm, Mississippi, that's got to where she's watching. We appreciate it.
We do appreciate it. Thank you all.